I haven't played the global mobilization, but I have been part of ops, probably as early as a year ago with like full combined arms, all the latest stuff. But yeah, the ability of the vehicles is fucking heaps good.
Yeah, they're just actually a lot more weight, suspension moves. Just smashing this bloody same leopard we used to have around the countryside. The map they've got's fucking sweet for actual tank country. It's not like closed up fucking ravines like everything else in fucking Armour.
Yeah. What map is it? Do you know?
Westling or something. It comes with the DLC.
Yeah, okay.
Which DLC is that one? Sorry, my headset started and I didn't hear any of it.
The global mobilization.
Yeah, it's on. It's been on sale. Like it's like $10 or something. Fucking.
Is that the latest one?
No, I think that's CSLA, which has got sort of pretty mixed reviews.
Was that a part of the DLC pack that you could buy?
No, it wasn't part of the gold sort of the season pack or whatever
okay.
it was. This is like the creator content. It's just really well done. Like really quality sort of early 1980s German, East and West German and Polish and Danish vehicles and weapons and shit. Just the Leopard series is really cool.
Everything's on sale right now. With
it's a big ass SPG.
The 8th anniversary of Armour 3, so everything's like 80% off. I think everything.
It's got a bridge layer.
Yeah, the bridge layer is actually pretty good. It's not janky at all. So yeah, sort of the bridge, the rivers on the map are designed for like they're wide enough that you can get the bridge layer across in a lot of places, and you can also use them to bridge like broken bridges. But the whole point is you go deploy bridge, and it puts like a red kind of overlay template of the bridge in front of you, and then you just sort of
maneuver and set
until it goes green.
Looking at it now, yeah.
Then you just tap it and off you go, and it's and then you can just drive over it. It's fucking good.
Apparently the Vietnam one's really good.
Yeah, I've heard Prairie Fire's not bad either. I'm just big fan of like 80s Cold War sort of stuff.
They deploy smoke and all that. Cool.
80s was the best time for military hardware.
It's old school. It's all classic.
Everyone's sort of rolling around in like what looks like the German army before they go to their modern kit. It looks like they've just got American surplus and some new rifles, MG3s and shit. But this is like I'm just bashing this Leopard 1A3 around the place. It's like 100% Mount Bundy. It's like literally the same version, like chiseled nose and everything.
Yeah.
And they've actually gone like so they've got a lot of the tanks either like early they have like quite a spread, so you get like the two main battle tanks like T-54, 55 and Leopard 1, and the early ones have just got like fuck all, like day sights only. They might have a visual spotlight, and then you get the later versions have got like image intensifiers, orthermal and laser. So there's actually a pretty big difference.
Were they using infrared illuminators then?
They were. The game appears. I'd have to check from a third point of view whether switching to your image intensifier sight actually also uses like an infrared spotlight.
Yeah, that stuff was. I think it was still knocking around in the 80s, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So they got like big ass, like this Leopard I'm driving's got like a big ass like spotlight on it, and it's good to like a couple hundred meters, so you can just like moonbeam fuckers and just zip them. But the problem is it obviously like it's very narrow field, but it illuminates you pretty effectively in that direction.
I love the SPG. Or was it a self-propelled Arty?
Which one's that? The
I don't know what it is, but it looks like a big SPG, or self-propelled artillery.
Yeah, they just actually the latest downloads got 2 S1s, I think they are. The 122mm SP, Russian SP, and then the earlier versions, the M109, and also like the Grad and the
Yeah, it looked like a 109. That's the
LA-10.
The name was escaping me. Yeah.
But I reckon it'd be great to play. I'm trying to set up the CTV guys play a mission So you got like section of tanks, infantry, bit of arty and support, fucking dudes coming out of the tree line towards you, and you can cover your tank in trees.
There's a YouTube channel called Major Sam with 2 M's, and it's a guy who just hunts around for old like Cold War footage and just stitches it together with a soundtrack with like just music from the era, and you always get these really cool, just sequences of like training, operations and things like that. West Germany and all that. Just rocking all the old school gear, all the hand-me-downs.
I've seen similar stuff. Yeah, it's always good.
Yeah, just not like training ops and stuff like that.
And you got one to Zig Zig Sputnik. That was a classic 80s piece of music, wasn't
God, we're dating ourselves, aren't we?
it? What was the name of the hit? Love Missile F111, they called it. It's actually a crap piece of music, but it very much puts you in the time frame.
What's it called?
So the band was called Zig Zig Sputnik. I think they were a German band. And then the song that broke out here was this Love Missile Love Missile F111, but they spelt it differently.
Yeah, they put a space between the
Yeah.
first one and 11.
It's rubbish, but man, I remember it. Brings it back when I hear it. I'm going to have to include it in the soundtrack.
Oh God, I'm listening to it now.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh my, look at the video. Jesus, this is tragic.
Ultra violence mix.
All right, we'll get this going.
I'm putting this on the playlist.
The film clip has like characters from Mad Max.
Yeah, they've just stitched random movies together. It makes no sense whatsoever. The song doesn't make any sense.
Of course, they're on Spotify. There we go.
Testing.
All right.
Yep, good.
Can you guys see? I've got the mission up on the screen.
Yep.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay, so this evening, comrades, we are going to be launching a counterattack against FNLA forces who are attempting to push through our defensive line. So first, let's have a look at the weather and time. The time is 1600 hours, so not too late in the afternoon. We've got about 3 hours of sunlight left. That shouldn't be a factor. Temperature's quite warm at 30 degrees. Pretty much all the missions will be reasonably warm since we are in sunny Angola. Wind is from the south at 4 meters per second. Wind vector is 346. So the active will be 17 left at Basad al Assad. Mild turbulence close to the ground. So let's look at the general area of operations. So our actions in the last mission delayed the FNLA columns long enough for the MPLA, our socialist brethren, to set up a defensive perimeter around Luanda, or in this case, Latika. The main defensive line to the north was running along this creek bed here, and it's still mostly held by MPLA forces. At about noon today, the FNLA launched an assault from this town here, southward, and pushed our forces off this creek line. However, they experienced heavy casualties and appear to be having some logistical difficulties, so their attackers stalled along this line. There's a concentration of vehicles here at this bridge, and heavy concentrations of infantry along the creek line and along the ridge or wood line behind it. General lay of the land, we can recognize the AO by this small subsidiary harbour here north of Latika. creek line running along. The AO is clearly delineated by this break in the cover here. So this is quite an obvious visual reference from the air, and there's a large white bridge here crossing the creek, which is also a very obvious visual reference. As I said, enemy forces consist of a concentration of vehicles around the bridge, infantry along the creek line and along the wood line. And we're aware that there are follow-up forces and light artillery mortars in the town to the north here. Enemy threats are infantry, light vehicles, although we don't believe that includes light armor, light AAA up to 23 millimeters, and air threat is still the F-86s operating out of Incirlik to the north. And they have been detected recently flying out of Incirlik. We do have an early warning radar set up here at the airbase, which will be operating on 135. Okay, let's look at our mission set. So we'll begin with Trooper. The Trooper's job will be to actually trigger two events, the attack itself that we're going to be launching and to trigger an artillery bombardment, which will presage our attack as well. You'll find a fuel and a ammo crate just south of your position on the airfield.
So hold on, there's only one of them.
There's one ammo crate and one fuel
of
crate.
each.
Okay.
Okay, your waypoints are, waypoint 1 is the same small lake waypoint that we had in the last mission. It's a really good visual reference if you want to fly there and update your nav system. Waypoint 2 is the fuel drop. So the fuel drop, I'll just talk about the general lay of the land here. So this area here is mostly flat, but is rising up to a range of low hills here to the east. Right. The fuel drop area here is flat. There's a small ridge just to the north of this, which our forces are forming up behind. The fuel drop zone is about 2 kilometers from the front line, so it should be far enough away that you don't have small arms as an issue, but be aware that you might be within the range of light AAA. So you need to be aware of that as you come into drop. The fuel drop itself is anywhere within about 50 meters of this vehicle here, and there's also an existing fuel crate there to act as a marker.
Cool.
This is your primary mission, to drop fuel here. When you drop that fuel, these forces will start moving along these waypoints, launching an attack all the way up to our stop line here, which is we want to capture this town, which should put a big hole in the FNLA offensive.
Is it immediate enough that we can tell that we dropped it correctly?
Yes, yeah, the vehicles will start moving as soon as you unhook. So this trigger is an unhook in zone trigger.
Cool. Okay.
Is the nature of our friendly ground forces as just motorized infantry?
Yep. So the nature of our ground forces, we have a platoon of PT-76s and a mechanized platoon BT-80s and infantry.
Goody.
Secondary mission for Trooper, but we'll actually, if you have the helicopters to do it, you actually do this first, is an ammo drop here in this BM-21 battery. So here's the ammo drop zone here, and again, there's a Jeep here to mark the ammo drop zone, but if you unhook the ammo crate anywhere in this area, it should trigger it. I tested it with AI helicopters and it did work.
Okay.
Now so the time on targets here, where we want to start the attack at plus 40. All right, so start time of the mission is 1600, so that will be 1640. And the ammo drop here at plus 35. These will launch a bombardment of the bridge area. So the Su-25s who are going to be doing the main strike here, the bridge area is a secondary target because the artillery should take care of that zone when that is activated.
But they will not launch as soon as we drop. They will launch at their scheduled time.
They'll launch when you drop the ammo. They'll launch within 3 or 4 minutes of that. So you have to keep to the schedule.
Cool.
All right. So that's the primary goal. Secondary task is the Su-25. So the Su-25s are tasked with a strike against this enemy defensive position. So we're talking lay everything you can take along the creek line and along the tree line here. We believe the enemy are about a platoon, reinforced platoon in strength along there. Your
Would you say
waypoint
the north side of the river or the south side?
along the river line itself. So friendly forces are about 2 kilometers away. We have a defensive group here that are moving into these greenhouses here. And this group here won't start moving until the trooper helos drop off their fuel here at hopefully at plus 40. Your time on target for the strike here is plus 30. So you're going to plaster this entire creek line and also the tree line with weaponry of any sort. Cluster
Okay.
bombs are approved. Our troops have been told not to pick any unexploded cluster bombs up.
You just get obviously that's waypoint 1 in the system, and then what,
Waypoint
2's
1
target.
is IP, waypoint 2 is target, and then it's straight back to base.
Okay, so it's just the 2 waypoints. Yep.
Yep.
Would you, Floydie, would you want that IP to be on the other side since we're doing west to east runs, or?
Oh, we'll deal with it, mate. It's all right.
Right.
We'll just same as brief though. We'll loiter over the water rather than overland.
Righto.
Just ping with the stuff. We're going to be operating all over that area while we're moving up. Can you give us warning when you're, I guess 135 or whatever, when you're dropping off bloody those ammo supplies to the rocket launcher, so we don't get caught in the blast? Because we're going to be pretty low over there with KGMUs. That's reassuring.
It
Grunt
should
in
be
the affirmative.
130. So the ground strikers and helos common frequency is 130.
Who's
All right.
who's managing troop flight?
Gold leader.
Sounds like you're right there, Ping.
Yeah, I'm fine. It's like I'm in pain, but I'm not that doped up.
All right. Okay, MiG-21s. Now, we don't actually have any waypoints in the system because we can't use them. So we're going to be on quick reaction alert. Okay, so we have good radar coverage in the AO, and the AO is literally only 20 k's, about 25 k's north of the airfield. So we are going to wait till we get any indication of enemy aircraft entering the area, and then we'll do a quick scramble to intercept. Loadout, we have a reaction loadout. We've just got 400-litre drop tanks and 4 R13 M1 missiles.
Shooter, for future reference, can you leave us more than one payload just in case we destroy it?
Yeah, good point. Don't destroy it.
just a
All
heads
right, finally, MI-24s. The MI-24s, your job will be to shoot the attack in. If the MI-8s don't, so if something terrible goes wrong with the MI-8s, then you'll simply be, after the Su-25 strike, you'll be attempting to destroy as much of the enemy in this zone and perhaps flanking the the northern forces here. Otherwise, if the attack is triggered, your job is to support that attack, shoot it in, and support it all the way till its stop line. And that will hopefully occur at plus 40. Now, your
Sounds good.
waypoints are, again, the small lake here. And I actually don't know if I've given you a waypoint. Yeah, and your second waypoint is the bridge itself here. So after the artillery bombardment, if there are any vehicles left here, that would also be a perfect target for the MI-24s.
Yeah, so it'll be just a sequence of attack as Su-25, then artillery bombardment, and then supporting MI-24.
Correct. Su-25 strike, artillery bombardment, then trigger the advance by dropping the fuel zone off. So plus 30 is Su-25 bombardment, plus 35 ammo drop, plus 40 fuel drop, and then the MI-24s are operating from plus 40, supporting the attack as it moves in.
Do you want us to do the same thing we did last time? Kind of stay in orbit in case someone gets dropped and Go rescue people.
Yep. That'd be good fun.
Hines, we got a bit of a wait.
Hey, Shuto, can we get the bearing and distance from base to each of the fuel zone and the ammo zone, please?
Yep, stand by.
Approximate.
So ammo zone is, what's that, 17. So this is in case 18. So 326 for 18.
335 for 24, I think, for us.
God damn it. Here we go. Try again.
Can someone just
Right,
rattle off
looks
that
like,
timing for me one more time?
24 for 333.
Copy, thank you.
Curb SU-25s are plus 30 on their strike. BM-21 strike will be at plus 35, and MI-24s will be plus 40.
All right, so I'm going to start the server up now.
Gimbal, are we just going to wait on the ground for a bit, or you want to get up and just circle around Latakia?
That's
I wouldn't be
everybody's
too
call.
much in a rush at 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna take like, what, 6 minutes to get there?
You can
Yes,
go and
plenty
park
of
somewhere.
time to prepare and organize. All right, the server will be up. Regular password.
Sure, there's a tree you can perch in V8.
Sting.
Had to happen, didn't it? You all meanies.
Boom.
Yeah, I'll make myself a good nest. Gimbal's invited to my nest. Come sit with me.
B8, I don't want to say what happens if you hit another tree this time.
That's all good. I know where my fucking nav lights are now.
Call Castro again.
Feel free to start up whenever V8 and then just sing out when you're in, and then I'll jump in once the radios are tuned and all that.
Do you want me to go just full start?
Yeah.
Yeah, copy. Piglet's taken Croc one. Oh no, they're all Croc one.
Before everyone disappears off Discord behind, can we sort out our radios?
Yep.
Because you'll have some limitations, we might not. So just let us know what you got.
What do we want loadout wise, Gimbal? More rockets or more Sturms?
Have a think too when the Hines and MI24s, if you want me to change the radio presets as well, and let me know so I can change them to whatever is most convenient, because I don't have those modules, so I'm not sure how exactly the radios on them work.
Have you not used your 2-week trial, Shuto?
I can't be bothered installing and uninstalling. I got so many plans. I've got the F16 and I've never even sat in it.
Poor thing. Poor F16. Floyd, did you want us to have external tanks as well? Because we've got an extra station according to that loadout that you've put there. I can have
Nah,
four.
it's fuck all distance, mate. I'll just keep it light. Otherwise, you'll end up
Cool.
with most people climbing around the place.
I've got a Fab 500 times 4, if that's all right.
Okay, so 2 kgmu.
Yep.
You basically 4 bombs or 4 kgmu or 2 bombs and 2 kgmu and 2 rocket pods. We're keeping it light because you just end up burning too much fuel, and we don't have that many targets. It's all right.
Okay. I think what I've got is good. All right, I'm going to come off Discord.
Yep, just before you go, just go to 21 FM for flight. We can't tune as high as Shudo had us going.
I was just about to say that. Okay, 21 FM.
Yeah, Gimbal?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. All right, with our radios, we'll just follow what's in optics. So the other side traffic, I believe it's 118.1, which is channel 10.
Someone just blew up.
Stand by. Yep, someone
what?
spawned in and hit me.
Oh wow.
You spawn into a tree.
No. Somehow
That's weird.
Cluj has spawned. No, spawned too close.
I'm not even that close, really.
Yeah, I know.
Just lagged across it, looks like.
It just dropped me and exploded.
Are you going to be able to spawn again in there?
Let me try again.
Yeah, able to.
Should be able.
Well, I'm back in.
Well, I'd maybe try another slot just in case.
So we'll take
Live.
130 as our just general strike comment, but we'll try not to talk on that unless we have to, unless we're going to communicate with the SU-25s. The Mi-24s have got 21.5 just as their stand. I think that's on the R828. The Mi-8s are on 25.7, which I think is your channel 2. And then we'll just have like a rotary comment on 2 AM on the Jadro. I think that's what we did last time. It worked alright.
Copy. Weaponry. Do you want 4 rocket pods or 2?
That is up to you. Just minimum 4 Sturms, and you can decide the rest.
Being in the tree line, I might just take more rockets.
Do you want the lead Mi-24 to take pod of smoke?
I can if you want. That'd be me and Gimbal. I'm assuming we're lead.
I mean,
No, I think
maybe, but all going well,
No,
they should
that's-
be
that's
in
my
a
ship.
fairly identifiable area.
Yeah, pretty good. I'm in the lead ship, but no, it's just up to you guys. I know how to get them on pretty quickly because it takes away the aiming computer.
it's your call, Piglet. I feel like last time we were pretty eyes on to any rocket fired and where it was landing regardless anyway.
Yeah, all right, I'll just go H-ing.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of burning shit by the time we get there anyway. After the frogfoots go through.
If you are going to use him sparingly, the kill frames, for me at least.
Take your time with the startup. It only takes 5 minutes to get to the AO.
Mr. Ping,
Yo,
did we work out what our R863 channel is for
I'll
everyone?
work it on in a second. Hold on.
Channel 10 is ATC.
Rock 3 on 21.5.
Bit of decent going on. I just turned over and the Mi-8 was falling out of the sky.
I saw the same thing. I thought he was taking off with no noise. Guys are going out for a jog.
Yeah, run you little bitches.
FSO said traffic, Rook flight 3-25, taxiing runway 17 left, satellite set traffic.
Yeah, good go, Gimbal.
Cool, I'll be in a sec.
Do you think you can get their gold?
Rock
Just had a
3
rudder issue I had to fix.
Jadro, 2
Yeah,
AM.
you just went up in the sky and back.
Yeah, weird. My control screen was loading at that point.
Okay, at least we know something was happening.
See, the infantry's doing laps of the runway again.
They've been going
Got to get their cardio done.
They'll never stop.
Fidel Castro desde Oriente, a Batista combatió. Fidel Castro desde Oriente, a Batista combatió. Que la patria libertó con sus hombres dignamente. Que viva Fidel.
Trooper 1 checking in, nominate this one.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Besides traffic, will flight crossing at runway 17 right to line up 17 left.
Hasta lograr la victoria, para que Cuba en la historia sea libre y soberana. Que viva Fidel, que viva Fidel, que viva Fidel y la bandera cubana.
Okay, Gold, I'm on 2FM. Which Jadro do you want to be on?
Why don't we go 3, because then we can switch to 2 if we need to talk to the Hinds.
Copy.
Or it gives the Hinds 2 as their interflight.
Besides Chad traffic, Rook flight is hold short, runway 17 left. And Crocodile 1 comms check on 25.7.
Sales the traffic book flight is line up on runway 17 left from here.
Correction 5.
Yeah, Crocodile 1, this is Crocodile 2, I've got you 5x5 there on 21.5.
Landing clear, thank you. Just confirming 21.5 is going to be your main comm for hind and hip.
Yeah, ping, 21.5 is the MI-24 common, and just a 2 AM on the Jadro will be the rotary or right common.
Copy.
Gold, did you copy that? We're gonna go into 2A.
Copy.
Okay.
So do we want to switch to whatever our channel 2 is on that?
Yep.
Should be 25.7.
Okay, Croc 3 is ready to go.
Yeah, get you loud and clear there, Croc.
Request rearming. Alright, this is Croc 1, we'll be holding tight for about 20 minutes.
Roger that.
Oh, make that 15.
Yeah.
Over the time at 16:12, is that correct?
That's good time, 16:12.
Sales at traffic, Rook flight is airborne and heading to the north, pushing 130.
does that mean you want to take off at about 25 past?
Say again, T?
Do we want to be lifting off at 16:25, or what time you want to lift off?
Takes us about 5 minutes to get there. It's only about 26 kilometres at 331 magnetic.
Got some time on the ground to kill.
So I'd like to be there by half hour. So lift off 16:25. That sounds good to me.
16:25 lift off. All right.
Let's try and get these bindings right.
As Alice said, traffic, this is Falcon Flight scrambling on 17 left. Falcon 2 set. Falcon 1, this is Falcon 2.
Three, two.
Falcon Flight, I'm trying you on channel 0 and 10, channel area 1.
Trooper 1 lifting.
Pushing 10.
Sorry, Falcon 2, I'm
go
having
ahead.
issues with hydraulic pressure. Yeah, 3, which
Copy that. Alright, I'll head out.
Are you the one on the
Pass you
rightmost
and
position
take
or the right?
Rightmost position, past the exploded one.
Okay. So you've been started up and one's just starting up now?
I
If
believe
it's
so.
like you might need to respawn, that'll be fine.
Cool.
Should just be able to rearm. Other side traffic, Falcon 2 departing 17 left, scramble.
Altitude hold.
Rolling. Falcon 2, Falcon 1.
5 minutes until liftoff for Crocodile.
2.
Alright. It looks like the hinds are the ones not having fun, while the hips are hovering.
And Crocodile 1, wind will be 150 for 8 knots, so be off to your 2 o'clock.
For 8 knots at our 2 o'clock.
Rock 3 is gonna lift and yeah, just get up in the air.
No, we're not going anywhere. Where are you going, number 3?
Nowhere, just hovering. We'll do something to kill the time.
Okay, Crocodile flight, go ahead and do a hover check.
2. Two's about to lift. Don't worry, I got faith in my pilot.
Yeah, some of the rivets in your tail fin are a little bit loose. Thank you. Pedals are a bit shit. Do you want your gunner to do it? No. One, if you want to go ahead and do your hover check, we're just about to take off time.
Croc Flight Trooper.
Okay, Crocodile Flight, just push on to the taxiway in front of us, left-hand turn, and we'll get going.
Trooper Flight, Croc 3 here, go ahead.
Croc Flight, we're inbound on our targets. We will ETA approximately 7 minutes.
Copy that, I'll relay on the flight lead.
And one's ready.
Trooper Flight have just radioed in, they're about 7 minutes, ETA.
One copy.
Okay, one is ready.
Two ready.
We're ready.
And one's pushing up.
Finally get moving.
Floydie, are you still on Discord?
Initial course will be 331 magnetic.
331 magnetic.
He might have muted himself. I can relay. What do you need, ping?
We're just trying to find out what frequency you guys are on.
We're sitting on 21 FM as well as 130.
Copy 130.
Something's annoying.
I just rotated to that.
Ping, do you want to try again? Floydie's sitting at 130 waiting for you.
One, this is two. We're about, I'm going to call that 300 meters just in trail of you, and I think looking at the shadows, 3 is about 100 meters in trail of us. Copy.
Thank you. I'm just pushing along here at 260 knots, kilometers.
Roger that, we're holding about 275, coming up on your rear.
Roger, one's going to slow down to 250.
Two.
MIA, it's got their cargo.
This is to about 50 meters in trail of you now. We're going to form up on your left.
Roger, we're coming right and flying direct to AO. We've got the trooper flight in front of us about 500 meters.
2 Tally.
One's going to gain some altitude, get a bit of sight.
2. Three, 2.
Here you go ahead.
Check gear.
I was wondering what was shaking.
Check gear, check gear.
Okay, cock flight, left hand orbit.
2. One's 2, and also for 3, we're going to drift onto your right hand side and then come left.
Okay. Here's the target area off to our north at our 3 o'clock. You see the greenhouses immediate to our right, and just to the north of that you've got the trees, and where those two wooded areas intersect you see a white bridge. That's our target area.
2 Tally on all. Count 6 plus vehicles on the bridge right now.
Roger. Yep, we've just got to stand by, wait for the sequencing. We're at 32 minutes past, so we've got another probably 8 minutes.
2 temporary had Tally on the MI8 down there at our probable 8 o'clock now, but I've got no visual now.
Yeah, roger. Okay, one's coming left, just going to race track it back to the east there.
2. 3, we might delay our turn to the left here by about 20 seconds to build a bit of separation.
Okay.
Yeah, copy. Coming left.
Got a time check of 16:33.
It's a good time.
This is 2, we're currently running west to east now.
Yeah, roger. Number 1's just pushing east, just immediate south of the greenhouses.
2 Tally.
And one's just passing over the lake.
2.
So that's the area there.
Yeah, one's going to do a right-hand turn
bridge.
away from the target area, and it's going to go reciprocal back to the west.
2. We'll make our turn in about 30 seconds time.
Rail follow.
Roger that, 3.
So there's a bridge down there, and so that tree line there will be where all the the bad guys are.
2 coming right.
Yep, and that's the little fuel drop down there. Just need to keep an eye on it for the artillery. But that's the town there I'm gonna try and capture. 3 coming right.
Trip flight, Crocodile 2.
There you go, Trooper.
Oh, never mind, I think I see you tally now. You're about to come in and drop off some stuff for those 21s.
They've,
Roger that. We'll clear that launch then.
yeah, come in, I'm going to orbit and then come in from the south.
Thank you.
Croc Run's just going reciprocal. I'm at the coast now, turning left south towards the city. And I have 4 minutes until go time. 4 minutes.
Yeah, 2's got no visual on you, 1, but copy. There's a lot of sun. 3, just be careful when you come around there. You'll be flying in the path of those BM-21 launch.
So just running 8 anti-tank missiles and 40 frag rockets.
Towards the south, towards the city, just so we can begin our setup for a
Should be pretty much light armor and some infantry.
Roger that. There 1, this is 2. Yeah, we've got tally on you. You're currently at 3 o'clock far. We're just passing over that city, just passing through that little docking port area there. We're just to the south of it.
Roger.
So that Hind is dropping off some fuel, which should trigger.
3 is 2. We're going to make a right-hand circuit here to loop in behind 1.
Copy that. I'm getting close to the harbour. Are you out feet wet?
Hey firm, feet wet, tracking north, looping around to the right to come in behind 1 who is looking about 1k out from the city limit.
Yeah, copy. Tally. I'm just about to go feet wet.
This is Croc 1, 2 minutes.
Copies, 2 minutes.
So that MI8 should be dropping off the loadout.
Tally on you 3.
Oh, sorry, the fuel resupply, and then that should trigger next stage. Should be artillery barrage.
And 1's coming around. I'm going to go nose on to the AO and begin our stream attack.
Roger that. We'll keep an eye out for any of those 21 launches. I haven't seen anything yet.
Frickin' turning the autopilot off was fun.
Breeze turning around, coming back to the east.
Roger that. 3, 2's currently got a heading of 150. We're going to track out over the city here and then make a left-hand turn to come in behind 1.
Copy that. I'll trail.
Croc Flight, Croc 1, currently overhead the city, running in now, attack heading 015, racetrack left-hand pattern, make your attack right between the farms and basically down the road. Troops are moving.
2, copies on.
So I think the MI8 down there's just dropped off the load. slow down a bit.
Tally on your flares, 1.
Croc 1 rifle.
Also traffic, Falcon 2 inbound for 17 left.
You there, Mr. Ping?
Croc 1 is off.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, VRS into the ground.
But it looks like you dropped the crate, didn't you?
No, it said cargo crashed.
Okay, because
Although, I don't know,
they're
maybe.
shooting.
Oh, well that's alright then.
I think they were shooting.
Alright, artillery is hitting, so we'll come around.
Croc 2 rifle.
Hopefully it was a sufficient. I stayed in the air long enough.
The other ones are moving, so I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Croc 3 is just doing a loop, and I'll come on in.
Make up the difference.
Yeah, it's more I'm just annoyed with myself for VRSing.
Croc 2 rifle times 2. Croc 2
Is that hind
off to the
explode?
west.
Croc 2, you
I don't
got
think so.
enemy airfire
I
coming
think
up
that's
at
something
you.
else.
Thank you, 3.
It might be actually the ground forces.
Croc 3, rifle, APC. G'day, Will. How's it going?
Also traffic, Falcon 2 initial 17 left.
Croc 3, rifle. Mate, the trees are great. V8 hasn't hit any of them yet. Croc 3 off to the west.
That's okay.
Roger that, 3.
There's plenty of pain landing there.
Croc 1's on.
Unacceptable condition! Unacceptable!
G'day, Happy.
2 copies that 1. I've got eyes out towards that BM21 area, but still no tally on any launches.
SU-25s.
Something's just been shot down. 1, that's at your 3 o'clock high. 3, that'll be at our 9 o'clock high.
Copy. We did, I think one of the MI8s VRS after dropping off that crate, just FYI.
Croc 1 is off.
Croc 2 coming in. Croc 3, was that the one dropping off stuff for those BM21s?
Yeah, the fuel. I'll go and land and pick them up. Unless the other MI8's going to do that.
Yeah, I'd send the other MIA in first.
Yeah, copy. I'll check with them a bit later before we leave the area. Croc 3 coming around.
There's 2 Italian, a truck in the tree line, rifle. Off to the west. Also traffic, this is Rook 2 on final runway 17 right. Got a good hit of the target, looks like it was just a truck at the tree line. We've got another truck just off to the west.
This is Falcon 2, I'm also clear on long final, same runway. Do you not have your visual?
Copy, 3 rolling in on that truck.
I'm going to transition to 17 right.
Though there was
just
a nice
in case.
cluster bomb just dropped.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be sure. Rifle on truck.
To be advised, my pilot, Croc 2's pilot, is going to check in on 135 to make sure that that target that was shot down over the AO here was not one of the big 21s.
Copy, 3 rolling out to the west. Yeah, thanks, friend. I don't use that wheel enough, actually. Too involved with DCS. Need to try and use it a bit more.
Flight Trooper 2.
2 rolling in.
Trooper 2, go ahead. It's Croc 3.
I'm still operating in the Odin orbit, so I just want to make sure I don't conflict with your guys. I'm just staying low.
Yeah, no worries. We're just kind of doing a racetrack at the moment. Just going in. Are you gonna pick up your down pilot?
Oh, that's a good idea.
If you come in low, you should deconflict with us. We're all about 1,000 feet in the air. 1,500.
Copy, I'll set below that.
I'll set traffic 17 right, clear.
Yeah. Sorry, man. Not too familiar with all the terms for doing the attack runs just yet with the helos. Where are you running in?
And just crop flight, be advised, friendly units are assaulting, so they're south of the tree line, south of the creek, moving north.
There's 2 rifle at a target inside the town. Two off to the west. So it will look like a small group of vehicles on the western side of that town limit, close to the smoke.
Very rifle truck on the northern side. Rifle times 2. Need to get that, whatever that is, in the town. 3 is off to the west.
Good tally on you 3, you've just overflown the bridge.
Yeah, so the AI gunner, I'm pretty sure, can actually target friendlies. Like, I've accidentally locked up, other Hinds in front of me. Almost fired at them. Luckily, picked it up before I did.
Which area of this AO are you currently engaging?
We're currently running in and just looking for some targets along of the bridge, probably north of the bridge.
Flying the Hind for pretty much since release. It's
Don't know if that'll make any difference, Mr. Ping.
pretty rewarding,
just
considering
just on that eastern side of
just how hands-on the guns are.
Oh, you're
that sort
checking
of
me
thing.
out.
Yep.
One is off.
Yeah, I just respawned, powered up, and I went, oh, there's only one of each.
Taxiing via 17 right.
I think it's definitely worth it.
Actual ammo crate on the floor.
But it is
that
kind
you
of a
pick up
stand-in
and
for the
take
Apache.
somewhere else. Did you not change your skin in the end?
I did.
you're showing the default skin.
Oh, I did the other one. Maybe you just picked the AAF one.
Where you
I don't
rolling
know,
in?
delete it.
Ah, okay.
That other new one, yeah.
Trim. Yep, I want that Apache as soon as it comes out. That's what I got this for.
Don't worry, you'll get Apache skins. As well as Airwolf and Blue Thunder.
2 coming off to the left. 3 is 2, I didn't see anything down there. I can see a lot of trace so far, but no vehicles apart from those things in the
This is 3. I can see an APC south of the creek. Do you reckon they'll be friendly?
If the trace fire is going north, yes, that will be friendly. So friendly forces are advancing across the river at the moment. Rook Flight has informed tracer fire coming out from the northern side of the trees near the town is enemy.
Croc 1 got visual of friendly units have reached the creek.
Oh, what is that? Something's getting messed up. Breeze off, couldn't spot any targets.
Roger that.
No problems.
I reckon there's a hell of a lot of infantry still left in that tree line just along the creek.
Yeah, I'm thinking we might have to take a rocket run at it once we're yeah, got no more AA come after us. Yeah, I'll be surprised if a lot of people keep on going with the Hind once the Biachi's out.
Croc 1 running in.
Alright, smoke new target, smoke new target.
Rocket runs are pretty easy. You just gotta make sure you're coming out at the right angle. Otherwise the reticule on the HUD is like really inaccurate.
One is off.
2.
He's coming around. I'll follow you in too.
Wizard 1-1 in field 1-2. Request bogey dope.
Huh, that's interesting. I haven't had that happen to me.
Infield 1-2. Wizard 1-1. Clean.
I feel like that's friendly. Again.
Croc Flight, friendly units have now crossed the creek into the tree line, so positive ID before engagement.
2 copies. ID for hostile.
Yeah, look, it's all amongst the trees. I'm not confident that we're going to see anything else until they pop out the northern side.
Roger that. Two, we're seeing some tracer fire just to the west of that current smoke position. We overflew it. It was firing out to the south. It's looking pretty active there at the moment.
Yeah, just be advised though, like if the friendly units have pushed past some enemy positions, the friendlies could wind up shooting south as well, back towards the enemy.
Yep, understood.
Yeah, that looks like friendly APC engaging infantry.
Certainly, if our friendlies have pushed that far north, I certainly don't. We don't need to throw too many rounds around to still come away with the victory.
Rock 3, Trooper Flight.
Go.
What's your current position?
Trooper, over the city.
Were you successful in picking up your downed aircraft?
Oh, roger, I see it there. Number 2, number 3 towards the coast by the looks of it.
Copies. Whereabouts?
Pretty close to us.
Are you just loitering at the moment?
I'm on the ground at the moment, just waiting.
Okay, copy.
Rolling in.
Roger that one, this is 2. We're going to overfly here. Any tracer fire that comes up.
I'm just west of the about a couple kilometers.
Runs on Overwatch.
Yeah, roger that. Roger. We're still prosecuting targets at the moment. Doesn't look like there's any APCs left. I think it's just infantry.
Copy. I'll lift off and start my orbits again.
You got tally at us. I've just popped flares just over the town where we've just overflown. There's a blue truck, probably behind a building north of your position.
Yeah, I see you, trader. I'm gonna.
This is 3. I'm going to do a roll-in on some of the infantry. That looks like they're engaging.
Make sure you PID so they don't zap the friendlies.
Yeah, copy, confirmed. They're the enemy. Although, I'm going very fast. Yeah, no. We'll get retreating blade still.
1 in the field. 1, 2. Request bogey dope.
2 has solid visual on vehicles, friendly vehicles, west side of the road, moving north.
3's going off. Might get down a bit lower, just so I can actually see what I'm looking at.
And 2, 1, we're just at your low 9. I'm just going to pass underneath you, and you take the next slot.
2 copies. We'll roll around.
Give up any T-spawn from line 21.
Yeah.
Our job is done.
Rolling in.
Not that many targets this time.
This is 2, we're going in for a rocket run on hostile vehicle in the town.
Cool. We're in Overwatch.
Let's see what they're actually firing at. We're getting something.
Sorry, 1 and 3 is 2. Looks like our ground forces are engaging those targets there now.
Roger, 1 is off. We have tallied some friendly vehicles to the west of the road, pushing north.
Roger that 1. Yeah, target's burning.
3's got a lock on a tank in the town. Suggest that's friendly.
Yeah, I don't think they have any tanks. I didn't see any hostile tanks, that's for sure. Nothing shot at us.
Well, I'm testing that theory.
We're watching. All clear on the trace so far. Nothing.
I'd say it's just infantry left.
Watching those tanks with the hinds flying overhead is awesome!
One, this is 2. We're just going to push out to the east here, have a bit of a look for where that MiG-21 went down. Okay.
Kimbo, can you flare so I can follow you?
Yeah, Roger.
Yeah. Well, I mean, confused me for a bit. Like, I could almost believe that that was an enemy tank. The only reason I could kind of tell was that they were pushing to the north. Croc 3, just confirming, so was there a MiG-21 that got shot down?
This is Croc 2. I believe that is the case, yeah.
Do we know if Trooper Flight picked him up?
Nope, we did not.
I will check in with them. Croc 3, Trooper Flight?
I'm here. I can hear you. No, we did not pick him up.
Copy. Are you able to, or do you need us to?
I don't know where it happened, so I'm following Gimble here.
Yeah, Croc2's trying to locate wreckage at the moment. We only have a rough idea of kind of where it went down.
Copy. Croc 3 is gonna just go along the riverbed and see if there's anything left over.
Croc 1's just overflowing the AO, pushing north.
Two copies.
There is infantry. Well, let's find out if it's friendly or not.
And Croc 1 is off, and we're heading back south.
Roger that, 1, this is 2. We'll just make one more quick little look around here for this crater and we'll head off ourselves after.
Yeah, roger, we just pushed a bit north beyond the AO, just for a scout, didn't see anything. We're just going to come back to the city.
It's friendly. Rock 3, I'm just flying over the town. Looks like the red forces have got to the end of the waypoints.
Yep. Trooper Flight Croc 2, we couldn't find anything on our search around there. If you haven't seen anything either, we're gonna head back.
Copy, I'll follow up on you.
Okay, Croc Flight, this is Croc 1, just push back to the main city on the coast there, and let's form up.
3, copy.
2 copies.
Croc 1 is doing 250 kilometers.
Copy. Croc 3 is just low on your 6.
Croc 1, Croc 2, did you hear that call from Central?
Yeah, roger, I'm just going to radio back. He was just saying the mission's over, isn't he? Is that what he said?
Yeah, mission over, RTB.
Thank you.
1, this is 2, we're currently at your 11 o'clock. Oh, well, maybe a little bit higher. We're going to make a lazy left-hand turn here and slow it down so that we can fall up on you.
We're doing 250 and steady as she goes. And I think I've got him on number 3, whip his nose up my ass.
Sure do.
We're telling you there, Trooper Flight. If you want to take the left-hand side of 1 and 3 there, we'll take the right.
Copy.
Okay, Croc 1's coming left and back to the field.
G'day. Can't quite see who just joined there. Just trying not to collide. Oh, thanks, mate. Amsel, thanks for the raid, man. We're just finishing up our operation.
Thanks, Al.
Yeah, it is a little bit difficult. It's just mainly
Trooper flight, this is Croc 2, your wheels are out, buddy.
They always are, just in case.
keeping that distance. So look away for a second and I could glide with them. Just always got to keep visual.
Okay, not gonna lie, the mixture of MI-24s and MI-8s is pretty dope.
Let's see if I can look outside.
That looks pretty damn cool.
Makes you feel a little comrade.
It does. It's very comrade. It's very the Russian Soviet anthem. Oh, no. How does it go? How does it go?
Vasila Petra.
That's the one. Just the giant cymbals crash.
And 2's nestled in on the right hand side.
Are you still able to fly straight, Ping?
That's kind of hard to
sort of
view.
Alright guys, coming left and getting lined up.
Yeah, I wouldn't even attempt the hind without pedals. 3.
Other guy.
It's very easy to get in VRS, and it's quite easy to
loosen her up and trail, offset trail, give yourself plenty of room.
loss of tail rotor effectiveness. It's pretty easy.
Pull back a little bit. I'll slow down fourth there, gimbal.
And number 1's slowing down.
Yeah, hip to the rear.
Yeah, number 3 slowing down, giving some spacing. The only thing I can't do at the moment, or I've had a lot of struggle with, is formation landing. So I tend to get a little bit too close.
And 1's coming right, easy right.
Very. Yeah, my problem is that I like to land too fast. Like, I pretty much just take it to the edge of the envelope. So following someone in, I'm just not used to. And it also sucks when you're trying to keep in formation and not get it into VRS.
Slowing down.
He's slowing down a lot. See, he's slowing down very, very high. Yeah, that's a good tip. Landing gear would be helpful. See, I feel like I'm a little bit too close in now. I assume we're going for the runway. One, check here.
Redo that shit at the last second, mate.
She's got a big strong metal belly for that.
Passing through 100.
Yeah, that's the dangerous part. Going through ETL.
Steady at 90.
Add collective and then all of a sudden you just slow right down.
Easing down.
And we're down. 3 is down.
2 is down.
Yeah, VRS in the MI-24 is you don't get a lot of forewarning. Like I've got a bot kicker, so I can feel it when it's going through ETL. But yeah, going into VRS, it's pretty much don't feel it at all until it's already too late.
Yeah, people right behind you.
Effective transitional lift. So like when your rotor disc starts making lift just from flying forward through
I'm going to go
through
off the
the
left
air.
here because I'm lazy.
See if I can park it straight this time.
Just going to park it into the wind. Wind is 150.
Where is Amsel? Thanks for stopping by, man.
And selfie time.
They're pretty good at spacing that time. Need the lights. Got to turn them on. Alright. Let's power down.
Отказал генератор.
Alright, see you guys in Discord.
Alright, excellent. That's everyone down.
Who was the 21 that came down?
Curb.
Okay. Just didn't know where that happened. Otherwise, I would have gone pick him up.
Was over the ocean.
Oh. Who went down over land then?
Ejected. Actually, I'm
Yeah,
not
we
sure.
saw someone-
Curb, did you eject?
Yeah, mate. Got out.
Alright, so we'll
Yeah, there's
do
a
a
big trail of
debriefing
white
and then
smoke,
I'll
and then,
probably
something
jump back in and do some
something
target
definitely hit
practice.
the ground.
There would have been a saber that would have cratered into the ground for you guys.
Ah, that might be
Maybe,
what we saw.
yeah.
Curb
Definitely
came back
saw
up and got revenge.
Yeah, don't get in a turning fight with a UFO.
Yeah, that's why I was blowing. I'm heading through them. Did they? So they were chasing me. Did they turn back and engage you?
No, they were headed in towards the Su-25s.
So after I passed between them, did they? I thought you said they.
Oh no, they started
were
tracking
close to
you until I got
Yeah.
within missile range, and then they went heap shit.
And then they broke.
Yep.
We probably should have just keep making passes at them from different directions until we got an angle and shot.
Yep.
How'd you get them when you took them out at the end?
I ended up doing that for the first one, and then the second one gave up and went home, and I shot him in the ass on the way out.
They would have been close to bingo fuel. That's probably what happened for that second one.
I'll throw up the tack for you.
Awesome. Yeah, so I made a couple of passes at them, but they broke into me each time and couldn't get tone.
Yeah, those missiles are garbage.
Yeah, but if you keep your speed up, they can't touch you.
Interested to know if we got any friendly fire.
Yeah, that will be interesting. But the attacking forces did take reasonably heavily casualties on the eastern flank, but the western flank appeared to go through without any problems, and they assaulted and took the objective.
Murder some
Did
dude.
that kill nothing?
No, it's battered on them. Just, that's all. That's hits. Some of them anyway.
Could have been blocked by the trees. I've seen that happen before.
Yeah, I took some sort of like heavy, maybe 50 cal fire or something off that road on that first pass.
He seems real stuttery. Yeah.
Hey V8, are you like maximizing? Because it like keeps on jittering in and out.
Hang on a sec. I do have it maximized, but it is stuck on.
No, it's alright. If you can't fix it, all good. I think we just had it before and you fixed it last time.
Try again.
No, it's the same. It's alright.
Okay, so it's between them and VID'd them.
Literally.
Jesus.
Yep, definitely split them.
Oh, they dropped their jettison the
beautiful.
tanks.
Yep, then they come. Yeah, see, this is where we should. If our missiles were just a bit longer ranged.
Yeah, as soon as I got Tony, look how hard he broke.
Yep. And then I was coming back when I was too far out.
Oh.
Did he
Is it
gun?
basically
Yeah,
an
guns you.
AIM-9?
Yeah, he shot with the AIM-9, but I flared it. But he hit me with the cal 50 cal.
Yeah, that wouldn't have had. He would have had tone. Yeah, 50 cal got you.
Boom.
Yeah, I was doing 4/5 of no speed at all.
Shoot, eh?
Yeah, so I just did high speed. So I extended to the south till I got SA, then came back.
One of them
Yeah,
bugged
they
off back to
zoomed.
the north.
See, I didn't see him.
He obviously didn't see you.
The Saber
Yeah,
has
no,
no radar, right?
No.
Yeah,
Then
so
I had. See, he broke. Yeah, see, I was getting AWACS calls, but they were too high. They were in this. I couldn't see them. I should have climbed. That was my mistake. I should have gone up to 6,000. And I could have dived on him and maybe got a shot because I was following them here, and I could see they were tracking away. I thought, yep, I'll come in underneath them. But then the all-seeing AI saw me.
Yeah, 9G break.
Yeah, then they're deadly little planes. You definitely do not want to dogfight with them. So that's what I did. I just put the nose down and
like I'm out.
go away.
Comes Curb back in.
Run away.
Did the job though. Kept him off everyone else. So Curb's coming in now.
The server wouldn't be
I
able to
was-
keep
I
up
was
with the
bingo.
M21 at all, wouldn't it?
Not in the slightest. That's our advantage. We can't turn with them.
He dodged that.
Oof.
It's some world's shittest missile.
He's gone vertical.
Maybe that was within like arm in or something.
Yeah, the time between when I get tone and when they immediately react is less than a second, and they don't track.
Oh.
Oh, it's a nice split as he's doing there, but you.
That's what.
Did you get him
That's
with
what
your
we
guns?
saw, Gimbal.
I think
Yeah.
it was guns. I don't know.
Yeah, got him with the guns.
There's no
Let's blame
hitbox
the white
showing up
group
though.
now.
Did he just pull too hard? Rip the wings off?
Yeah,
Well, definitely got some black smoke out of it.
Yeah, we saw that go down. Gimbal and I saw that go down. Thought it was one of you guys.
And we'll be flapping about there at the end of the mission.
Was all that all those explosions were just all those ground units fighting each other?
Oh, there was artillery and stuff thrown in the mix. I wanted
Oh,
it to be
okay.
spectacular.
It was. I was wondering where it was coming from because we didn't
Yeah, I
get
had
our
had
launchers.
their mortars set up to
Yeah.
attack. So
That's
to give you
good
guys
shot,
a
Curb.
nice real battlefield.
There was a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, it looked good.
Yeah, that one was a turkey shot.
We found the mortar platoon, I guess, up north. Smacked it up pretty hard.
Guessing that was it for you guys.
Yeah, it's just RTB from there.
Let's go here. So you guys bugged out Floydy. Of it.
Yeah, so we just cut fat ones until we got word that the Sabre situation had been rectified.
I was just killing time until it was time to actually
That's us there.
drop it in.
That's another KMGU delivery. It's strange. We have the HE variant, and I'm not really sure how much damage it did to these dudes. That was a mortar. Okay. So
I mean, the mortar is a tank.
it's interesting. I'm pretty sure we. Oh, was that? Oh, it says trail. Is it to give it the bomblet type coming off the aircraft when you do release it? Because I'm sure we loaded HE, which is the frag ship, which in testing absolutely wrecked infantry.
AO-2.5 or 2-5.
I don't know. I'd have to check. Anyway, the stuff destroyed infantry like no one's business when we tested it. So what's going on here?
That rocket run HP kicked ass.
Yeah, no, it looked awesome.
Which rocket run?
We just absolutely shat on a bunch of infantry. HBS spotted some. We spotted some smokes. I think an SC-25 put some smoke down,
Yeah,
so we reorientated to it.
It's probably these clowns he's got on the video on the far right, I think.
Whoa, what's
That's
the
your,
green?
that's your mortar battery having a go.
Yeah.
Explains why the right side copped a flogging.
In the Heinz, who was running the gunning?
Running the gunning?
Who was in the gunner seats?
For me, it was HBS.
Okay, and Gimbal in the other one?
Yeah.
This is a bit of a tight turny, Floydy.
Yeah, so if you zoom in, I'm hammering the mortar plate that was in that area. That's all mortars through there.
Yeah.
So just fucking wheeling it around as quick as I can get it back on.
got the kill there.
Jesus, danger close.
That's rockets. That's how it works.
You got tagged.
Yeah, it's a good. There was a, like I said, 23-2. When the snout was pretty, like, the clen was still working at the end of it, like the fire control system, but I had all bullet holes through the nose.
Friendlies are on the move.
Watching those Hinds come over that armored column from the ground was impressive.
Be interesting to run a FAC on this.
Yeah, it would be.
Is there anything that could have a tank? Really, do you think you'd really need a It's not my GP, is it? You're talking like a really old school FAC.
You've like broken
Only
up
smoke.
constantly, mate. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Are you talking about like a FAC that's a bit more like an FAC? It's a bit more modern, or a ground one, like just old school, older smokes.
Yeah, dude with some binoculars.
Yeah, it'd be binoculars and smokes because no one's got any fucking laser here.
Yeah.
You're throwing off here, Jabby.
So I think if you go just reverse second watch me SV8, that's where I punch that smoke in and just watch that area get fucked up by rockets. That was me just banging the smoke in, saying there's dudes in that tree line.
Yep.
And everyone's like, oh, let's have a look. There we go.
Yeah, you can see just after you put the smoke in, piglets broke to the right. We were orientated on the bridge initially.
I was talking to you blokes, and then I'm overhead watching, and it's like the first lot landed. So just...
That's a Costco-sized salvo.
Run... Yeah, that's what you want with rockets. Run the... Yeah, so that's interesting. So the first one... The first burst killed all those dudes, and that was when I called us slightly off, because the smoke was roughly where that guy on the right is. So I'm like, yeah, bit more east, and then I'm like, yeah, good arrows when they like probably killed that last bloke.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be sitting under that.
I think I was watching that through the scope on the Mark II.
So, first wave. Second wave.
Fuck this guy in particular.
One guy left.
And then I'm like, shoot again, do it again. That's him. So I didn't.
He's having a hard day.
It's that's what I'm saying. A FAC would be useful, just because it's from the Hinds print too bad, from the bloody SU-25s. Like I didn't see an infantryman the whole time. I saw muzzle flash and mortars and vehicles, and that was it.
Sounds about right though.
Yeah, it is. You just as soon as you put smoke on something though, fucking people in wreck house.
Maybe you need an MI8 that's just observation. It's probably a good idea. They can zoom in and out, hover over a certain point.
Be a bullet magnet.
No.
As long as I have 2 Hinds, it'll be fine.
It's a pair of Hinds watching.
These soldiers got wrecked by the ground forces.
Yeah, so the dude with the binocular in this scenario had a bit of a hard time because there's not much high ground.
Jeez, that
well, the idea would literally be he'd be moving, like, he'd probably, like, just sit on top of one of the BTRs or something that's advancing, and just, as stuff pops up, he's like, I've got a target, it's green smoke, looks like a section of infantry in the woods or whatever, and then we'll just get in there and wreck it.
That was our rocket run, Gimbal.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad it was hostile.
There was a guy right next to it.
Close.
Yeah, the PT-76 crews would be...
Shit.
I'd seen that area like a little bit earlier on, had eyes on and knew it was hostile. And I sort of like same sort of vehicles there, so it was an educated guess.
PT-76 stole your kill, Goldie.
So did that Eastern mob of
Piglets,
friendlies
sorry.
get munted by the mortars? Is that what killed them all?
It looks to me like they actually suffered a lot of casualties in a close firefight.
This is that blue soldier RPG that is the luckiest dude around.
Well, Clue says
He's hiding under the bodies.
That's pretty much what he's doing, isn't he?
It got to the point where there was just so much trace where, like, I can't guarantee, like, and I started seeing dust trails on the trace, and I was like, that's friendly ground vehicles, and they're shooting backwards towards the friendly lines. I'm like, there is no way we can deconflict this anymore.
So we had no friendly fire.
V8, can you rewind and have a look at the ground fight and see what took out all the friendlies on the east side?
Yep.
I think when Floydie mentioned that they'd merged, we changed our ROE to PID.
I think it was like the one lone RPG that killed all the units because he was
These-
the only one left alive.
These guys were getting pummeled with the mortars.
Yeah. Start saying, there's one dude. This is where it probably gets bad. Yeah, I think it was just deleted in the close with those infantry.
Yeah, house to house.
We saw a fair bit of trace back and forth in that flank. That's how I found that first group.
Oh, it's good.
Is that one RPG soldier?
Would have been a win if we hadn't helped.
It went very well.
Yeah, excellent.
So ultimately, we can again say that the MI8 won the mission. Because I dropped the fuel in the right place, and therefore it's all good.
Therefore, the wheel turns.
Yep.
And that's what my attack.
The
So what was the VRS?
That was gold in the artillery unit.
So we didn't have friendly artillery.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, until HP rocked up with those rockets.
V8, we flew right over that crash site.
Did we?
Yeah.
It's good to see people breaking the hoodoo of fucking whack-a-mole with the rocket deployment. Just shoot everything.
It wasn't me with the rockets. I just pointed the sight at something and said, "Piglet, kill that."
Kill. And they go, okay.
Goldie.
Yeah, Piglet, shoot the smoke. Okay.
Where was that crash site?
That went remarkably well, considering it's a purely visual business.
In the trees as well.
It's the blue thing floating.
The parachute. He would have ejected up high.
I don't think you parachuted.
UFO.
I'm going to say, okay, the crash site's
That's his nose gear bouncing off the ground.
Crash site's right there in that valley.
Just fast forward, it'll stay centered on the screen. You'll see us fly over it at the end. Like we passed just slightly to the north of it.
But I don't think you would have seen it. Like probably the spawn would have been gone. There's no fire.
The crater should have been there. That's what I was looking for.
Have they improved the cratering effects on the ground? I noticed a lot more.
Yeah, they have.
We went straight over it.
Probably trees everywhere.
It was the enemy anyway.
Yep. Were you sitting on the ground for quite a while, Ping?
Oh no, my son needed to get a spider removed from his bedroom, so I landed for a second.
Poor thing.
Only in a helicopter.
That's just funny.
That's hilarious.
You couldn't use the MI8 for that?
I wish I could have.
It landed in the middle of the city.
Yeah, one hind.
Yeah.
How big was the spider is the question, though.
It was minuscule. like a couple mil.
Oh,
God
poor
damn.
thing. If it was a huntsman, I'd be like, yeah, that's worthy of parking a helicopter.
Yeah.
I would have, like, all us Aussies are used to spiders. You're an Argentine. You're probably not used to it.
I'm used to it by now, but yeah, the first few years were a nightmare.
Poor bugger. I used to be intrigued by all the creepy crawlies when I first came here until somebody pointed out that they can kill you. So,
Oh, look, you'd be pretty unlucky.
Yeah. They go, I'll pick everything up. Oh, look at this, it's a snake.
Good heavens, you're a maniac. Spiders are okay for me. I hate snakes. Snakes are hard to kill and they're sneaky. Spiders are sneaky, but you can kill them pretty easily.
In my last property, the snakes would always go camp on my front steps because it was all concrete and warm themselves up. So I'd always just have to use the back door and leave the front door for the snakes.
Oh, good. I would just set that porch on fire.
No, they killed everything else though. You know what I mean? Like no rats, no mice.
Keep the mice out. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
So I thought you guys stay there. Don't come inside. We're cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy.
All right, thanks, Shooter.
All right, no worries. That
Yeah,
went
it was,
well.
that was very good shit. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks, Judo. It was good.
Also, this is the first official time that we've done sling load tactical insertion. That was good fun.
Yeah, we were
sling loads about every second mission.
Yeah, we were tracking you pretty well actually when you were on your fly in. We were like trying to time ourselves with you, so we overflew when you went in.
Yeah, that was cool to actually have to do it properly and freak out if you crash it. Yeah, again, I think the army could have afforded an extra 2 barrels of fuel.
Oh, look, these are tough economic times, my friend.
They needed that fuel there and then.
I've got horrible stories about the real army and real fuel.
Yeah, it's probably closer to accurate than you suspect.
One of my friends was involved in logistics in Afghanistan, and some of the photos he sent back were hilarious of the shit that they dropped from great heights. Like containers and stuff folded in half.
One of our sergeants had to go to a Shell basically outlet and use his own personal credit card to buy some drums of Jet A1 so he could get a Black Hawk home. The asshole there wouldn't put it on our account because we didn't have the card for it. We're like, we're the fucking army. We'll be here on Monday. It's okay. No, nothing to do with it.
I would just take your word for it.
I would have just left it there. Fuck him.
That's because you don't live in Townsville. This guy lives in Townsville and he fucking hates army guys.
Okay.
But wouldn't you have a gun in there?
It doesn't work like it does in South
You know how hard it was to organise taking a gun out?
Yeah. The guy who was selling the shell, he's probably just like he's real probably uptight because even in my old business out of Bankstown, we used to sell 100 LL to sports motorists and people with high performance car, and apparently you need a permit for that, and the police get real bloody. The police get real freaking uptight if you're selling 100 liter 100 LL avgas to just random dudes and sports motorists. So I imagine that guy there was probably like, oh, I don't want to sell my Jet A1 to just some.
Do you think there's a lot of random Blackhawks getting around?
Pretty sure it's the army, eh?
And VA will love this. It was a Black Hawk that broke down on a Friday over. They went out there, did a ground run, and it wasn't until after they finished the ground run they realised, oh, now we don't have enough fuel to fly home.
Oh, dear.
It's B Squadron.
That's fucking perfect.
So do helicopters also go out with like minimum fuel, and they're like a little bit of reserves?
Nah, just load that shit up and go.
So do they?
B Squadron by name, B Squadron by nature.
So do they not even do fuel calcs? They're just like, stuff it. That's about enough.
No, they do fuel calcs, but you don't plan for being stuck on the ground and then having to do an hour-long ground run after you clear the chips.
Hour long?
Depending on the aircraft. The Huey was, you had to do an hour in the Huey. You do half an hour at full throttle but collective on the floor, and then the next half hour with basically pulling in a bit more power but not getting skids light.
Mental.
Yeah,
so
and
like,
that's
for
after you
that
drop.
hour, do you just like turn it on and then like go into the mess, or like
go for a smoke?
No, that'd be nice. You sit there and you stare off into the wilderness and you start thinking about your next job.
Jesus. What's the cost per flight hour of one of those things?
Oh, who knows? It doesn't make much sense because when the costs that we had on paper were like they included wages and all other crap, and it was sticker price was way worse than it actually would have been. But they had to put a price on because if a state government asked the army to come in and help with shit like floods and stuff like that, unless it's federal,
invoice.
They basically they get an invoice. Which that's half the reason you don't see the army every bushfire season out there doing stuff. Quite apart from the fact we'd be shit at it. And the other part is because civvy operators had cracked their shits that we were taking their jobs, which is true.
Because they'd be fifth at line at the Shell when the card system went down.
Exactly.
The other operators, they'll be more specialised anyway, won't they?
Oh, absolutely. Like, the firefighting stuff isn't stuff you can just lob it and fucking give it a crack every now and then. Like, the guys who do that shit are very, very skillful.
Hey, Bear, it's funny you say that they're shit at it. You heard about the Canberra fire, didn't you?
the one they started.
Yep.
Yep, I heard
Then
about it.
didn't bother to tell anyone for an hour.
You don't have to tell anyone. They'll see the smoke.
That was fucking funny. The funny thing is that aircraft is still not flying.
Because of that?
Yeah, they cooked the arse end of it.
Yeah, I can
The one
imagine.
that set everything on fire. Like it was
That one,
belly,
yeah.
belly was
Yeah.
super hot, and it.
Yeah, so they basically landed out the back of Canberra there on the ground, and it was the OCB squadron flying it too, which makes it all the better. He just didn't turn the landing light off, and they're sitting there, and the loadie was outside the aircraft, and he's turned around, he's like, "There's smoke coming from under the aircraft."
Oh, the landing light overheated.
Well, the landing light just lit the ground on fire.
It was like a tinderbox that week. Yeah.
Yeah, and landing lights aren't normally too bad, but our spotlight's the tracker spotlight on the side of ours. We got a sticker saying to turn it off below 50 feet, which we don't do, but you definitely turn it off once you're on the ground, because I've been on the ground a few times and you start to smell a bit of smoke and realise you'd forgotten it.
Yeah.
But is that literally the ground or the
grass.
element inside the torch?
Oh, it's the element inside the light.
Oh, there's no way you're putting your hand on it. Like,
Yeah, no, it's the tracker is 30 million candle power.
Jesus!
Yeah,
So it's not like the heating element on a pedo tube.
No, it's
stadium lighting.
Now with the tracker, we've got a dispensation. I can fly night unaided anywhere below lower safe, just with the tracker legally. You wouldn't fucking do it practically, but yeah, actually I have done it once or twice. But basically, yeah, flying down the highway, because they don't usually put 1,000-foot towers on highways. But still, it was fucking terrifying.
Yep. Damn.
I think the Army's new G-Wagons, they can't be parked on dry grass, because like the underside, some of the bloody the manifold, some shit in there gets so hot that it literally like will set fire to dry grass.
Awesome.
Which is genius if you spend most of your time driving off road.
In a country renowned for shit catching on fire.
It's a high quality German vehicle. You know what you're talking about.
Defense is just good for those things. It's like hearing now that the new ASLAV replacement, they can't add anything onto the turrets on them now because the turrets are too heavy.
Fuck me in the ass, for fuck's sake.
So they can't
It was barely $1 million each.
Get a light turret. Fuck, not hard.
Can't put their reactive armor or the smoke launchers or anything that on it. Because
the only bonus is everyone's army is just as fucked.
So why is it too heavy? Too heavy on the turret ring, or?
Yeah, I'm not sure. We just got told. Yeah, all the information I heard was they can't add anything to it because the turret's pretty much at maximum weight.
Fuck a duck.
And it's the tires that they've got on it are only made in like one factory in the world.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
What's this vehicle? Sorry,
somewhere in Germany.
The
I
Boxer, I think it's called.
I missed this vehicle. What is it?
I think it's called the Boxer. It's like the ASLAV replacement.
It could have gone. There was like the Patria or something. There was like the competitor vehicle, and it was sort of like made by the Czechs and Swedes or something. But they seem to be a lot more sort of like you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. And I think that might have been a better option at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's a Boxer 8x8.
Because the next phase will be the.
Alright, I might end the stream there before Bear and get themselves in trouble. Alright. See you next week.